Hello, this is Mr. Szymendera, and this is September 16th, and this is our first screencast instruction for our school year. I thought that I would go through a couple of items just to help get you started, certainly some items that we'll be talking about when we meet via Zoom or face-to-face instruction. So the first thing I want to just share with you is in our Schoology page. You'll see that I'm going to organize things by week. Now, I'm using the desktop version of Schoology, a little bit different than how your iPad app version of Schoology will look, but you'll see I'm going to organize things by week. Each folder will be a different color that will show you the week that we are in. So green means go, otherwise it'll be blue as the default color. The first week we really didn't have anything, but I did put it there just so you have the date range for your own organization. For this week, the week of September 14th through the 18th, if you tap one time into that, you'll see that we have two folders. And I think I'm going to wind up doing this throughout the school year so that you know exactly what to do when we are together. And should you ever be absent, you can kind of peek in on that stuff. And also, if when you're out, you can work on the out of school work. Now, at the end of the day, this is yours to do. The out of school work will mainly be student paced. I will try to have video casts, screencasts like this to help provide some background information. And you could use them and rewind and pause and do whatever you need to do to help make sure you get the message. But in this week, their out of school work is going to be two things. First, you'll see that there is, like all units, we'll have Quizlet words for you to work on. I set it up as a game, as a matching game, so you can play around with that as much as you want. There's 12 vocabulary words that you'll see when navigating through this activity. And then the second item that I have so far is Marking Period 1, Homework 1. This is a vocabulary opener. And you can see a few people have already turned this in. Thank you for that. What we are going to do is see that there is this New Visions activity. So New Visions is a curriculum program that works throughout New York State and provides resources and materials for teachers to use as a foundation. And generally what I do is I edit those and I make them more appropriate for our class or the particular things I would like us to focus on. So here what you'll do is you'll download the attached file into Notability, and hopefully you have some practice with that. Follow directions on the activity. There's 4 different parts. Part 2 is going to require you to drop over to ThinkTech. I definitely use this almost on a daily basis with our class just to help get people engaged, get them thinking, sharing some thoughts and ideas, and just sort of driving part of our conversation. If you click on this link, it should open up ThinkTech Solutions, and you can see over here that I actually have it already opened. I'll hit up that in just a second. And the code is going to be dial 72 for this week. So let me drop over to that real fast to show you what that activity is going to look like. Type in, just your first name is fine. If you have, last initial is good. You don't have to put the whole thing, your whole name in, but first name, last initial is always good. So once you go ahead and enter this, you'll see that there are a couple of tasks that really are based on the vocabulary words for the New Visions assignment. This first task is going to be one of a couple. There's 5 total, and your job is to, in this graffiti text, write down words that are associated with each of the following terms. So when I close that box out, you could use some of the tools in the Sketch-It toolbox. You could write the answers with your pen, your finger, your stylus, whatever, if you're using your iPad, or you could use the text editor to drop words in as you want. When you're done putting in a few different words that come to mind when you think of this, and I spend 10 to 15 seconds. Don't spend a lot of time. Whatever words you can come up with that are associated with argument, jot them down. 1, 2, 3 words. Doesn't have to be a lot. Audience, author, claim. When you're done, click the submit button, and you'll see that you'll drop into the second activity. And the third activity is basically the same. It's just going through the 4 different, 4 words at a time of the 12 total. I'll just submit this without really completing it, just to show you what the activities are, and we could use this as a talking point. Here are some vocabulary practice with the actual definitions, and you would drag and drop the words, whatever you think is going to be the best choice. Now notice how these might change depending. If I take endure and I drop it up to the top, it's going to bounce all those other ones down. So if you really thought a word belongs, double check your work. It's good practice. And I broke this into 2 activities, the first 6 words and then the next 6 words for this. Now, of course, my answers are not going to be correct because I'm not really doing this for accuracy in this presentation. But when I'm done with the whole thing, I can click submit and be done. So that is part of the homework assignment. The other part of the homework assignment is the actual activity. So let me just show you where that is located. I've already opened up the PDF, and you'll be able to see this will be a Notability. You don't have to put your name on it necessarily. You can if you want. You could. I love using Notability. You could doodle all day long with different things. That won't bother me because I think it's an important part of the learning process. The first practice activity is getting familiar with the words. So you're just going to rank out of 5. How comfortable do you think you are with knowing what these words mean? You can just jot the number right inside the box. Next activity is asking you to go to ThinkTech, dial 72. So I just demonstrated that. And the third activity is trying to come up with a symbol or image for each of the words that you see here in the list of 12. I'll just keep scrolling down so you can see the final practice activity is going to be you typing in or jotting in a C or an I if you believe that this is a correct sentence or an incorrect sentence. And if it is incorrect, go ahead and try to rewrite the sentence so that it would be correct. They're not all going to have to be done, but there are 12 examples, one for each word, that you can have a little practice with. I hope this helps, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on Zoom and face-to-face later this week. You can email me any questions you might have, and I am also going to show you how to email the class questions as we get face-to-face or on Zoom to go through that process. Good luck, and thank you.